has been put to bed. Night 2 of WrestleMania is behind us. We are going to talk about the good housing and the bad housing. My name is Rod Morgan. I will be your host, housing of this evening. You better have way over on housing jokes for the rest of this podcast. And the executive producer, housing, is my dear friend and the wrestling expert, if I must say so myself, around these parts, is our guy, Jimmy Jamriska. Jimmy, hello.
You would agree. There's many people on social media that do not agree, but I am very excited to be here. And so I'm assuming is Chris Hausen. Chris, how are you, buddy?
I'm as happy as a mini housing running down behind a Jeep.
All right. So WrestleMania to me has always been something where you want to have fun, you want to enjoy the spectacle, and then you want to see kind of what's going to come next. Night one, as we discussed, really was not that. It wasn't as fun. It didn't really have all the angles that you really wanted. Night two blew me away. Night two, I think, was one of the better WrestleManias that we've had. And you want to start with the big thing? There are like four big things that happen. So let's just start off the top. Obafemi retires Brock Lesnar, Chris.
Right? I didn't expect, I don't know if anybody knew or expected what was going to happen at the end, but I saw the squash coming, right? I know it wasn't quite a squash, maybe, but let's be honest, it was pretty much a squash when it comes to Brock Lesnar. So, I mean, listen, get ready because here comes Oba, right? Here comes the king, the warrior. He's going to take over. I think it's apparent that they're going to push him hard. I'm anxious to see which belt he goes after first. But goodbye, Brock. Thank you.
Rod, when Brock Lesnar starts suplex citying people usually cheer. People were pissed that he was doing that to Oba because they really wanted Oba to win.
Yeah, we did have a lot of that where the fans were letting us know quickly with their disapproval of guys. That factors into the Sammy match, which we'll get to later. A good broadcaster, Jimmy, always knows when to lay out. I talk way too much. That's why I'm not a good broadcaster. I'm just a semi-professional broadcaster. But Michael Cole laying out the entire time at the end of that Brock Lesnar Obafemi match, I give him credit for, but it also makes me scratch my head and wonder a little bit, Jimmy. You tell me all the time not to fall into the trap and think that something can surprise them on camera. But to be honest with you, this kind of thing seems like something that maybe Brock cooked up in his own head and then just did and they had to react to. What do you think?
I think they knew about it because you would think that he would have retired at SummerSlam being in Minneapolis, his home state, against Gunther. You would thought because I thought there was a little voice in the back of my head. He talks to me and understands that Gunther might come out at the end and say, "What are you doing, crying in the middle of the ring? Whatever." I thought that would be it, but he could still do that because Gunther does that, and he could goad Brock Lesnar back into SummerSlam. You never know, but the emotion that he had was real. Paul Heyman, Paul Heyman's always acting, right? But I thought that was a great moment. I said, you know what? I'm good. I can't beat this guy bigger than me. I'm good. I'm going to go home. And the crowd let him have it. That was pretty neat. Now, there is also a huge lawsuit going on that might go to court, probably won't go to court, that he is very much involved in. So that might have been hey, we're going to retire you now just to be safe.
Also, I mentioned this in our group thread, but it doesn't hurt that Brock became the one and possibly only wrestler to be able to retire live on ESPN. So good on him for picking that platform.
Very smart. ESPN has to be very happy with that opening segment. I thought everything was great. The pomp and circumstance was fantastic. So that was amazing. And Obafemi, listen, your WWE champion can't see right now, has an eye closed from all the stitches, and Cody Rhodes is hurt. Apparently Randy Orton was also hurt, like for real, going into the match. So that might have changed a couple things, which kind of goes back to why we didn't like it at all. Then we had the ladder match. Now, gentlemen, I did have to do some husbandly duties. My wife and I had a chance to go out and have some dinner, so we did that very quickly. Good news is it's WrestleMania. So I did miss 2 matches, but
Look at you.
I missed
Look at
2
the
matches
flex.
in about
Look
an
at the
hour and a
flex
half.
by you. Look at the flex by you just coming on this wrestling podcast where all of us IWC types are tuning into a podcast after WrestleMania and you're just flexing that. Yeah. Oh, by the way, all you basement dwellers, I went out with my wife tonight during WrestleMania. Just an excellent flex by you.
Yeah, I feel
Hey.
personally attacked.
Sorry, Chris. Penta did defeat Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, and Rusev, along with Rey Mysterio. Tell me about the match. How'd you like it? Chris, talk to me.
Is this the 4th or 5th time we've watched JD McDonough die in the middle of the match?
At least 5.
Right? But it was a fun match, right? I'm sorry, but that was a fun match. I enjoyed it.
Again, something Rod, if you're ESPN, you want something like that. A big train wreck, a lot of high spots. I thought it was great for ESPN to do that.
Oh, I mean, if you're Rusev, you took an incredible fall into a ladder there. If you're JD McDonough, you continue to prove to everyone that you're insane. And the WWE continues to say, we appreciate that, JD, but you're going to get 8 minutes at the beginning of a pay-per-view and never be involved with the belt and never be a guy who's going to be the main storyline. But please continue to risk your life so that Penta, our Intercontinental Champion, can give you a Mexican destroyer off of a tall ladder onto another ladder live on ESPN. Because you're absolutely right, Jimmy. For someone that tuned in for the spectacle of professional wrestling, for someone that has that stilted point of view that still thinks about it as, oh man, this thing's all fake and guys are just hitting each other with chairs, they got to see some of that spectacle. And so I'd like to think that, hey, you know what? That's still entertaining.
Then we had probably my favorite meme of the night. Trick Williams and Sami Zayn. Trick Williams' train was the entire length of the ramp, and someone on Twitter replaced that with a CVS receipt. And I just want to say, kudos.
Pretty good.
Sami Zayn was a bad guy. Trick Williams is a good guy. Trick Williams got his huge win. Chris, what'd you think of the match overall?
It happened exactly how I thought it was going to happen, right? Thought Sammy was going to lose. Trick's the guy. I have become more and more in love with this guy. The more I hear him talk, the more he's on the mic, the more it reminds me of listening to The Rock early on. Crazy sayings, quick-witted, right back at him. Like, I'm all for it. Give me more Trick.
Rod, do you think Sami Zayn just can't catch a break sometimes? Yeah, you see, he's so crazy. It's muted.
It's boring as Sammy.
Oh, that's so sad, Chris. That's absolutely where we are headed with Sami Zayn, though, unfortunately. We were sort of building that character before we got here, and Sami semi got gifted the United States Championship to walk into WrestleMania as a champion. He was wrestling with his inner demons. What do I do? How do I win? I can never get over the top. So this just sort of adds to that character. And if certain guys are going to have to be away for a little while, and if our new champion, we'll get there. I'm not gonna jump the gun on that. But if he maybe doesn't play heel like he has in the past, we're gonna have an opening for a couple of new guys to possibly be heelish. So why not Sami Zayn? I think he could do it rather well.
I think so too, and that might give him a better shot to get a title, honestly, if he's a heel. So coming back from dinner, if you will, I open the door, the TV is on, and the demon appears, and that was the greatest sight. Listen, that entrance was amazing by Finn Balor. He did everything that we wanted him to do. Dom was the cowardly heel. And it was a good match back and forth. They did want to put in some no holds barred here just because of all the singles matches, because no other match had any foreign objects or weapons or anything. So that's good. And we had Finn Balor defeating Dom Mysterio with the coup de grace or coup de grace or whatever you want to call it through a table to get the win. This is it. Rod, I know you're worried. This is it. This is the rocket ship. Finn Balor's going to the top, baby.
Okay, is Finn Balor going to the top,
Yes.
or is the demon going to the top? Because
Finn Balor's
that's
going to the top.
That's the only question I have here. You were starting to finally gain a little bit of momentum with Finn Balor. the guy who comes out and you can tell who he is, and the guy who doesn't stick out a black tongue and have red face paint all over him and the word
Yeah.
demon on his back, right? As into all of that as I was, and I can't wait for Chris to come on here because we're going to talk about the Demons' entrance to that match. I know Chris is going to have something to say about the other participant in that match's entrance, but I'll leave that for my guy. But Jimmy, I'm worried. Okay. You're trying to draw in eyes for WrestleMania, and the guy that you're building up is Finn Balor, and you gave him the demon, but I don't think the demon's showing up on Monday Night Raw or on Friday Night SmackDown. So I just worry about how this momentum you speak of will actually play for Finn Balor, no makeup, right? Like Gene Simmons of Kiss, I think he sucks all the time, but some people liked Gene Simmons when he had the makeup on, but they really didn't like him when he didn't have the makeup on. You know what I'm saying here, Jim?
I
You
do.
know
I
music.
think yes, I'm a music man, if you will. The Finn Balor, all he has to say is the demon will return, and that's all you need, and that'll be fine. Chris, what'd you think about Dom's entrance?
I feel a little bit sad for you, Jimmy. If you would have rushed home just a few minutes earlier, you would have seen how a real entrance is done. You know, like someone who is true royalty to the wrestling world coming out on a throne fit for a king of wrestling. That's how Dom Mysterio came out, all right? With a huge entourage, all white. Everyone's decked in white, white throne, massive throne. It was phenomenal. And it shows the genius of Dom. You want to talk about a spectacle for WrestleMania? Dom continues to do it year after year. Just wish it was a different ending. It's the only thing I had a problem
You
with.
wish it was a different ending. Of course
Yeah,
you
I'm a
do.
Dom. Yeah, I told you I was rooting for Dom. I wanted him to win. Good for Finn Balor though. That means he's going to have at least a future in the near term with the WWE.
I thank you. I hope so there. Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill had a better match than I thought they were going to have. I think Jade Cargill stepped up a little bit here. There was some hard hitting. I'm glad Rhea won. She should have won, but Cargill stepped up, Rod. You got to give her some credit there.
Oh, there's without a doubt one of the main notes that I wrote down for myself while watching WrestleMania, because yes, I took some notes because I try to be a semi-professional podcaster, was that Rod, you got to eat some crow on Jade Cargill here. If this is the kind of matches that she can give you, then perhaps there's a character. I will not, however, be eating crow on Mike Skills because the interview that they served us up with, Byron Saxton, oh my God, just stop, please stop having her talk. What she did in the ring with Rhea is enough to propel her character forward. Every time she speaks, you are knocking her back a peg. Stop with it, okay? I like that she has an entourage of minions and BFAB and Michin, because God bless both BFAB and Michin. They need something to do. They're both a little bit better at mic skills than Jade Cargill, because anyone is, but neither one of them is a Paul Heyman, if you know what I'm saying. So I think we still got to keep working with this, but Jade showed me that there is a future for her as a professional wrestler, and she deserves credit for that.
Chris.
I'm actually going to agree with Rod a little bit because I thought Jade, impressive this time in the ring, still doesn't know how to take a headbutt, though. Some of those are pretty bad.
No. Well, boob. That was more of a boob shot than a headbutt. That was definitely head to boob.
Right. It was definitely low on the mark, but
You
yeah, I thought it was a
listeners,
great match.
Who had Jimmy as the first one to say head to boob on this podcast? That had to be huge odds that Jimmy was the
right.
one to say that.
It's like 10,000 to 1. Definitely people were betting Woo was going to say that on the one time he shows up. Right. It was a good match, and Rhea won. I think Rhea deserves to have the belt on her. It's the women's division is better off when she has the belt on her, I think.
Are we gonna talk about the little sister that was cemented forever and created? Your guys' forever Io Sky, who you love so much, who again just came off like a little sister running down to the ring. I love you, Rhea.
2025 Women's Wrestler of the Year, Io Sky, had a run in and a top that fell off twice. I think she was really worried about that top coming off. Maybe don't wear one that doesn't have straps if you're going to do moonsaults, but that's okay. And she just got picked up just like a little sister. You're right. Yep. Listen, Rod, I can eat crow too. When you're right, you're right, and you're right.
Listen, Rhea, congratulations to her. Congratulations to Jade. But I think that we had a bunch of momentum with Io Sky, and we see what we did with it by next WrestleMania. So let's remember that when we talk about the momentum being gained by every person tonight.
Yeah, I wonder if Io Sky and Rhea Ripley are going to face off at SummerSlam or something like that. I think that might be nice for a night one, maybe main event even. So then we had John Cena came out and he gave the attendance of 55,000, and The Miz and your boy came out, and everyone knew what was going to happen.
What was that guy's name again?
Kit
Rod's
Wilson.
boy.
Kit Wilson. And it happened. Danhausen came out with the little Danhausens. And Michael Cole, okay, here's the thing. Michael Cole said, look at all the midgets. And by the way, before you get angry at me, that's what they told me to call them, so shut up. I loved that, Chris.
Right. I was really hoping we were going to get a good Danhausen moment, like not just like the Hall of Fame stuff or the social media stuff. I really wanted to see something happen. I didn't know how it was going to be. That's why I predicted that he was going to come out during the Demon and Dom match, because I really just wanted to see him involved somewhere. But this was perfect. Coming out, doesn't know who Kit is, right? Who are you again?
Yeah.
It was just
that was Cena.
So it was he didn't know who Kit was.
Oh,
he knew Cena.
Yeah, he knew. Cena didn't know who Kit was.
Oh, that's right. Either way,
Yes.
it was perfect, fantastic.
And
all
then
the
you
little
have
the mini Housens were perfect, right? The attack and the gang up on Kit was fantastic. It was just the non-disappearance at the end after he says he can't see me. Just lights still on, diving under the ring. It was just perfect. It was just all perfect.
Rod's internet was so excited about Danhausen that it got cursed, but hopefully he's back, Rod.
Yeah, I what I have to realize is that down here in the Morgan basement studios up here in lovely Mishawaka, Indiana, that when I am trying to podcast for the good people, I cannot have both the WWE pay-per-view post-show
and anything else apparently
going on two of my TVs over here. That is entirely too much internet trying to be run at one time here at Mishawaka Studio. So I apologize to the good people. I apologize to Danhausen. Please do not curse me. I felt that this was the perfect WrestleMania segment because you said it, Jimmy. I brought it up last night. There wasn't level of frivolity at any point last night. There just wasn't. They tried to have it be at the beginning of the match. There was a little fun at the end where I Show Speed got to come out and yeet with everybody. But other than that, there wasn't this level of fun. Cena enjoyed himself. Danhausen enjoyed himself. The Miz performed flawlessly yet again. No one ever wants to give the Miz credit, but someone has to have this job, and Miz does it better than most, and that's why he continues to be employed.
He was carried away by the mini Housens only halfway, and then they dropped him. I loved it. Loved it. And then we had about 15 minutes of video packages and CM Punk on top of the building.
I got a question real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because Rod touched on this, and I wanted to ask you guys. I wasn't able to join last night, but like I did get that feeling like last night wasn't joyful in certain aspects, right? You could definitely tell Paige was emotional at the end of the women's tag, right? You had the emotional with the EST coming out and announcing her pregnancy. Congratulations, by the way, right? It definitely felt more heavy night one, where I got worried with the Brock ending and retirement, essentially, that night two was going to be like that as well. So I'm very happy that kind of did get changed and we didn't have another more serious tone like I felt night one. It was definitely more joyful and entertaining night two.
Well, also, if you look at it, Cody Rhodes was kind of a bad guy in that match. So he won. Liv Morgan, bad guy, won. Gunther, bad guy, won. Becky Lynch, bad guy, won. Brie Bella and Paige, that was a feel good. Jacob Fatu, feel good. And the Usos
bad
at
guy.
LA Knight, that was like a 7-minute match.
I love how you just breezed over Drew McIntyre losing to Chris as if he was going to take that.
again, so it wasn't, you don't want to leave happy. Well, I will tell you, if you told me that CM Punk and Roman Reigns were going to go on for 33 minutes and 57 seconds, I would have been a little worried. Last night, I got told all over social media how I don't know what storytelling is in the main event for Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Oh, no, we don't know anything, but we make our living, guys. We make our living podcasting. So I think we should know that. That was my favorite comment, by the way. I said, oh, no, 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 no. In the whole big bunches. But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Money, what
Big
money do you
bunches in
speak
the
of? What
hole.
human
No
monies?
money. No money. We do for fun. But anyway, this was storytelling. Were there some rest holds? Yes, there were. But it built and built and built and built. And these guys hated each other. And they threw everything they can, including steps, including punches in the face, including blading yourself. This is a match of the year candidate, Chris. I loved every second of this matchup.
Yeah, and I hate saying that you're probably right with a match of the year candidate because
Why I
it
went
has
to you
Phil.
first, baby.
It has Phil involved, but I gotta say it makes it more enjoyable for me as well because Phil lost, and that was my ultimate goal. I've been stating this for a while now. I expect Roman to come out here. I expect Roman to outlast Phil. I I said I said Brock with a tractor couldn't beat Roman, and I didn't think Phil could, and that was proven tonight. So yes, fantastic. Phil does not have the belt. He didn't deserve it in the first place. It's back on Roman. Where listen, Roman and I have had our history. All right. Roman knows, there's no real good intentions between us, but better him than Phil.
All right, Rod, we got the fanboy response from Chris. What's your response to the main event?
I think that first, Jimmy, I want to just do something that's dangerous in the podcasting game, but I want to address the haters a little bit like you did. Like, guys, let's go back now, okay, and look at your hot takes and see, oh, turns out Jimmy and Rod may have been onto something because Randy Orton was hurt and they probably had to go to an alternate playbook for the match, making it not a very good match. But fine, go ahead and continue to live in your glass houses and make your comments and yell at us. Okay. Listen to a full episode sometime. I dare you. Listen to a full episode sometime and try to tell me that Jimmy Jim Riska doesn't know wrestling better than anyone else that you know personally that doesn't get paid to cover wrestling. Thank you. Now I will move on to this match. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. CM Punk is a great professional wrestler. Full stop. A great professional wrestler. The man took me on a journey of respect and being happy that he was the WWE champion to absolutely hating everything that came out of his mouth and the sight of him to coming back down the mountain again and having no idea who was going to come out on top of this matchup at WrestleMania. And that is the stuff that makes main events. And on top of all of that, you give me 33 minutes where you blade yourself, pull off the other one's finishing move, take numerous finishers. Just kudos. I'm not sure how you can do it better than that, Jimmy. I'm really not. So your match of the year thing is dead on.
I really like the ending where Punk had a chance to put him away with the second, or I guess it was a third or fourth go to sleep, but that go to sleep where he fell. And then Roman, Punk is crawling to hit Roman Reigns. He can't do it. And Roman hits it, and it's over. I was afraid they were going to do the guillotine, which would have been kind of funny because he was MMA, but I like the way they ended that. Roman Reigns going around the ring, hugging everybody. It's going to be a big Monday Night Raw. Going to be a big Monday Night Raw coming up to see what happens. Who is going after Roman Reigns next? Is it Gunther? Who could it be? Is it Oba?
We're not going to play the Obafemi card yet, are we, Jim?
I don't think you do Oba, Femi, and Roman Reigns until WrestleMania. I really don't.
Yeah.
That's a WrestleMania main event. Now, can you keep Oba Femi away from a championship until WrestleMania? I don't think so. That world title's looking pretty nice as well, but you kind of want him. I mean, his first world title win over Roman Reigns, who was kind of Mr. WrestleMania. Now he had 8 main event WrestleManias.
Is there a history between him and Trick in NXT?
Oba and Trick.
Oba and Trick.
I don't think so. I think Trick was
I was
kind of
just gonna say that if there was, that's already built in. It could go right after the U.S. title.
U.S. title or IC title with Penta, although I don't really want Penta and Oba.
I think we're gonna get some. We're gonna get some Mello and Trick, right? We're definitely going there.
Yeah.
Are we
Oh,
not,
for
Jimmy?
sure. I think we're gonna do Mello and Trick. Yeah, Mello. Sorry, brother. And that sucks. You had a really good year.
Is Omos still under contract? Can we bring Omos back for a run against Oba?
You can. He's in AAA right now. He's working in AAA as the big guy there. So yeah, you can definitely bring him back.
I mean, I'm just trying. We already ran through Rusev, of course, and again, God bless Rusev for taking numerous falls in the ladder match. Rusev, my heart wanted you to win. I am not anti-Penta for all of you people out there that want to hate me if this gets cut for one of our shorts, but I wanted Rusev to win. The heart wants what the heart wants, and I guess apparently my heart is Bulgarian. I never knew that before, Jimmy, but tonight I learned my heart is Bulgarian.
Chris, is your heart Bulgarian?
I don't know, but that's definitely getting cut into a short, though.
Hey, we do have to say congratulations to the 2026 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner, Royce Keys, who is definitely up for a huge push in the 2026-2027 year.
Thank goodness Joe Henry did not win that. I was excited as all get out when his music hit, but then when he was down there at the end, I was like, no, don't do this to my guy.
Oh, it's so funny. Anything else about WrestleMania weekend, Chris, you want to talk about? Anything that stood out yesterday for you?
LA Knight got his pin in the opening match. That, of course, made me excited. I thought LA Knight had the best intro yesterday out of anybody as well, right? He got that on ESPN, so I think it was a good night for our boy.
Why is it his best? What are you all about pro product placement now? Mr. Anti-Corporation LA Knight drives in a truck provided for him by a good old-fashioned American corporation, and somehow now that's the best entrance?
I like LA Knight. He's my guy. More like everything he does. All right.
All right.
Mister, I don't even care for entrance music. I don't remember anyone's entrance music. Now all of a sudden LA Knight has a truck in his regular entrance music, and somehow this should be on a Mojo countdown of top WrestleMania entrances?
Okay, so I also have a bone to pick with Rod because he had a problem with Liv's entrance last night and the music video, right? Why does the WWE care about somebody doing a music video? The same reason they care when their star is in a movie. It is good publicity. It's going to be reaching different people, all right? That's why you do it. And if she just had a music video drop, this is WrestleMania, you let her do it. I don't understand why you hated it so much.
Because it's terrible.
Where does one watch a music video these days, by the way?
YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah. Wish there was a place.
It's a terrible song. It's a terrible song. If she would have dropped something like Gangnam Style, then we'd be able to talk about it. But it's a terrible song.
All right, and with that, you have just listened to the WrestleMania 42 Night 2 recap. You want to listen to our Night 1 recap, a little bit different aura around that one. You can check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, which, by the way, everyone listens to us on Apple Podcasts, so we really appreciate that. We're also on Instagram and TikTok, so thank you very much for everyone, seriously, who are passionate enough to respond to our reels. We do appreciate that. You can be wrong, I can be wrong, but hey, it's wrestling and we love it.
Tomato. LA Knight is a corporate shill and Chris loves him. That's what we learned on tonight's podcast.
I'm also always wrong. Like, comment, subscribe. Goodbye, Internet.
So Danhausen's actual name, his last name is actually Danhausen. That's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
He didn't want to